Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. My name is Tess. Today's video is going to be another new color story inspired tutorials. I'm going to give you guys 3 looks inspired by, do you know what it's inspired by? Brilliant Wayne Goss Pearl Moonstone collection. The palette is absolutely stunning. I really wanted to get it, but I don't have the budget just yet. Without further ado, if you guys are interested in the 3 looks and also this look I'm wearing right now, please don't forget to like this video, share with your friends, and let's get on with the video. Okay, you guys, let's quickly breeze through the swatches. So the first shade is like a cool light peach. I'm mixing this metallic and a little bit of this peachy shade to create like a light peach shade. So that's the first shade in the palette. Then we're gonna swatch gray shades that I use. I actually mixed the white and the black together and created like a gray shade. I actually just layered them. The light gray that we use, and I also use the light gray in the Sample Beauty Painter's palette. There's a shade called Every Cloud, neutral gray that I also use from the palette. There's a matte black in the palette, which I use. This is the matte black right here. It's a matte black that I used. Tati's black is one of the best black ever. I love this black shade so much. Okay, another gray shade has a little bit of a blue undertone, so I'm gonna mix the gray shade and a little bit of this blue, just a little bit, and I'm gonna create steel blue kind of a shade. It has a little bit of a blue undertone, so that's the gray that we use. Mixing a little bit in with the blue. For the satin silver shade, we definitely went in with this silver right here called Silver Lining. But this shade is way more metallic than the one in Wayne's palette. But I did use the silver as well as these 2 shades. I used the one in Seduce Glow, and the other one I used this blue tone grayish silver, so I used them both. Sparkling teal blue with a shimmery finish. That's the very last shade that's in the palette. I use the PatMcgrath Subversive. I go into this blue. This is definitely way more pigmented and probably a little too deep, but that's the shade we use. If you don't want this intensity, I also found another teal blue shade. Holds a lot more silvery denim blue vibes. This shade probably is a lot closer. I'm just gonna swatch it here. I used them both. Okay guys, so this is the color story for today. Alright, so the first shade I want to dig into is the Tati Beauty, the cream white. I'm gonna want to set my eyelid a little bit before we go into the grays and the black. I really feel like this color story is really unique. What do you guys think about this color story? Please comment down below, let me know. Love to hear from you. You guys know that. And I'm gonna go into Memory, the black. By mixing these 2, you can get something grayish. And I feel like the good things about this palette is that you can build. And I love that. Alright, now I'm just like putting up an outer corner. I'm kind of trying to create this round shape. And now I'm gonna go into the white shade right here. And then you can see the 2 mixed together kind of creates this gray shade. Darkest shade, you can manipulate it. And voila, I got a really pretty gray shade. Now keep on just buffing the edges out until I am satisfied. Okay, so now I have buffed out the edges. You guys can see there's It's a really pretty gray gradient, right? You don't really have to use another gray, but I do have a gray shade from the Painter's palette, which I'm going to dig into. I'm just gonna dig into the gray and start to buff the edges out and kind of pull it. Yeah, you can definitely see the gray. I want to say this gray, if you use it on its own, the one from the Painter's palette, it's a little patchy, so I feel like if you use the Tati's black and then you blend it out with the gray, it'll be a really perfect blend. And I'm just gonna go into the pearl matte again. I'm gonna lightly buff out the edges. And there is a really pretty smoky gray smoky eye. Prep the lid, I use a little bit of glitter primer. I'm gonna go into this Charlotte Tilbury, this silvery topper shade. This shade right here. It's kind of like a, how do you call it? Like a silver sheen kind of the topper. I'm just gonna press on top. And then I want to go into Painter's palette. There's a silver in there. I want to press a little bit of the silver just on top of it. Yeah, to make it more silver-like. All right, now we're gonna go back to the Every Cloud from Painter's palette. The gray shade. Buff it all the way. So yeah, the formula in this palette is very, how do you call it? It's kind of like it requires quite a bit of a building. You're not gonna get straight pigment right away, but it does build up. And I heard that's what Wings palettes are like. It's not super pigmented, but you can definitely build it up, which is really nice. So I saw one of the gray shade has a little bit of a deep navy blue kind of a tone. So I'm gonna dip into this shade called 1999. There's like that navy. I find this type of shades very mysterious. We're gonna add a little bit the outer corner. So there's a little bit of a depth. And we're gonna add a little bit just on the outer here, so you can definitely see there's like a little blue tone in there. I'm gonna mix this and this. It's gonna create a little bit of a pinky peachy type of a tone, and we can press this on my inner corner just to give it a pop. I'm gonna take this little brush, I'm gonna dip into them and I'm gonna pop it on my inner corner. And I'm gonna do a little bit just on the brow bone. So you can see the shine. It's pretty. I'm gonna do some more and pop it on this area right here. I'm gonna bring it up like I normally do. If you think this smoky eye kind of close your eyes, another trick that you can do is take a nude eyeliner and then you line your waterline. I'm using the ColourPop cream gel liner. Okay guys, with some liner and lash, this is look number 1. I absolutely love this look, 110%. I think this is such a holiday glam with pop of silver, and I really like how the peachy pink, you know, on the inner corners. What do you guys think? Comment down below, let me know. Number 2, I'm thinking about doing something every day with this palette. I don't know if it's achievable. Silver and gray tones are probably not everyone's everyday type of a go-to, but we can try to make it like a little everyday-ish. I think what I'm gonna go to is that pinky peachy shade. I'm just gonna dab these two shades back and forth, and until it is a little pinky peachy, like this shade right here. You see that sheen? A little pinky peachy hue. Tap it off, put it through the crease. I'm gonna do something simple, hopefully. I mean, Tati's palette is just really beautiful, pigmented. I haven't done like 2019 favorites in 2020 yet, so I think I'm going to do that soon. So we're just gonna fluff this color all over. Alright, so now what we can do is I'm gonna take that deep gray blue type of a shade, and I want to use that as a liner. Maybe we can do like a little cat eye moment. I'm dipping back to the gray, trying to pull things out a little. And back with some more gray, and we're just gonna line. I'm using the Pinterest palette, this blue mixing the gray, and we're gonna just try to create this wing liner moment. So I just prepped my under eyes with some concealer and powder. Now we can go back to deep gray shade, and we're going to align the whole lower lash line. This is the Morphe M431. Okay guys, I'm gonna top a little bit of the silver lining silver shade. I'm just gonna pop it on my inner corner just to give it a little pop. Okay, with some liner and lash. This is look number 2. I was gonna make it more everyday, but it kind of turns out a little different. I really feel like this look can be really holiday appropriate as well. If you just want that really soft glimmer on the lid and a very smoky wing liner moment, you can certainly do so with this palette. Comment down below, let me know what you think about look number 2. I actually really enjoyed this look as well. And let's move on to look number 3. I'm sorry guys, I forgot to turn on my microphone yet again, so here we go. Alright, so for look number 3, we're gonna go in first with the matte white, just to buff over and set the eyelid. And then we're slowly building on the black. Little trick for you guys, when you're building the black, just take a little bit at a time. Don't go ham right away. You are trying to work with black, I would suggest you go back to a cream white to buff over the edges, and then start to blend everything towards your inner corner or along the crease. Slowly blending everything out and dragging the color in. I'm taking this gray shade to buff and blend everything out and starting to pull the shape and build on the outer corner to make sure that it's nice and winged out. Alright, now I'm going to some glitter primer to prep the eyes before we go into Pat's palette. Ecstasy Subversive. I'm gonna use this shade called Lapis Luxury. I think this shade has a similar tone to the Goss one. Maybe even more pigmented than the Goss. But that's the shade that we're going to use. We're gonna put that all over the eyelid. Oh, so pretty. Alright, now I want to go into Colourpop Supershock. It's called Take Me Higher. I'm gonna use my finger and press on the center. With you. Our fingers touching the light. Now I want to dip into the silver shade, go silver lining. The one in Pinterest palettes. On a pointing blending, I'm just gonna press that in my inner corner. I'll be waiting there for you. And now I want to take the shade from the Charlotte Tilbury. I'm gonna take this grayish silver and I'm just gonna press it on. There we go. I'm gonna go into my Rimmel Scandal eyeliner in the shade blue. And I want to line my waterline, just inner and outer waterline, because we're gonna save the middle for a new eyeliner. Just the inner and outer, we're gonna do a little spotlight eye. I want to line a little bit also on the inner and outer. And wing it up a little. Okay, back with the little tiny brush. Going to the black, start to smoke it out. Switch to a smaller N431. Dipping into the gray, lighter gray. Continue to buff it out. Middle halo spots, we're going into this shade, the story mixed with aura together. Plop on the center. For the finishing touches, we're gonna go back to this shade again and just press that. Whew, so pigmented. Put that on my brow bone area. You really just need, I need a little bit for this. Look at how pigmented that is. Crazy. Highlight both of my brow bone. I'm gonna put on some lash and I'll be back. Okay guys, this is the finished look number 3. What do we think? What do we think? Comment down below. Let me know if you guys like this look or which look out of the 3 is your fave. Such a fun, smoky holiday glam. This is such a New Year's Eve type of an eye. So yeah, if you guys are interested, you can definitely cop it for your next New Year's Eve 2021, baby. Oh, I'm obsessed. Okay guys, now it's time for me to give you guys some of my thoughts on this Pearl Moonstone color story. This color story is something unique, different from all the luxury palettes. They're all doing neutral, cool tones or whatever, but I think this is just so sophisticated, smoky. There's something about this collection that just like really draws me in. I feel like it's probably my favorite palette, favorite color story out of this season, which I think it's brilliant. It's something different, you know, not a lot of people are daring to do grays and blues. Not a lot of people are wearing grays and blues, but they're definitely so beautiful together. This look is probably my favorite out of all the looks I've created throughout this series. I'm gonna link all the videos I've done, color story inspired series. This is just something that I would love to create, and oh, I'm obsessed with this look. Comment down below, let me know what you think. I feel like his price point for the palette is very reasonable. 16.2 grams of product for $55, and it comes down to 3.39 per gram. That's really reasonable. Comparing to Charlotte Tilbury, you get 4.5 grams for $53 US. That's just like wildly expensive. I feel like his price point is very reasonable for Wayne Goss. I heard nothing but great things about his products. I definitely really wanted to try his products one day. If I have the budget, I'll definitely go for it. I normally would not put together these colors, but his vision is just amazing. I really love this launch. Let me know down below if you guys are grabbing this palette or not, if you have tried out his eyeshadow formula. I would love to know what you think about his eyeshadows. I really love this color story. When Goss is amazing creator, makeup artist. He's just so giving and very educational watching his video. I've learned so much from him and I definitely respect this man a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna leave his channel, list every video that I saw down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's 3 looks out of the Pearl Moonstone color story. I hope you guys enjoy this series. If you do, please don't forget to subscribe because I do it a lot on my channel. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.